About to replace the air conditioner and radiator, all the cooling hoses, full-on air conditioner, coils, lines, compressor. So first we got to take out the interior. So we're going to take out these two screws, remove this pan, take out these screws, remove the center console. So let's get started. Okay, after you get the center console shift plate up, you have these connections here for the shift indicator and the dimmer switch down here. So we've got to disconnect those to get this plate off. Normally there were some pieces that held these in, and the last time I removed them they came out. So I'm going to have to replace those because this doesn't stay in like it's supposed to. Got the shift plate out. Now we have to remove the switches so we can move the center console. This is the window, rear defrost, and the other driver's side window. Cigarette lighter. We got a couple of nuts to remove. One down here, here, two in the back, 10mm, and then of course these two to remove this center. I have the center console out, so now we've got to remove these two screws up here, holding the center plate in. Alright, so I can see a little bit better to disconnect the radio and wires. I'm going to remove the knee pad on the passenger side. It's got, looks like 4 nuts up here to remove. So let's take that out. Got the knee pad out. Now we can take this out, set it aside. Now we can get to all of our wires easier to disconnect everything to get this out. Got those removed. Let's take the glove box out next. So looks like we've got looks like 2 screws at the top are missing, so maybe just these 2. Glove box comes out with these 4 back here as well. Glove box is out after removing the switch and the light for the glove box and the little clamps holding these hoses on. So now let's get this piece out. He's pretty much disconnected, just got wires and all these knobs in the way. So let's get that out. Got the faceplate off. I removed this little screw here holding the temperature vacuum control. Disconnected this plug from the hazard and this plug from the light. Now everything seems to be moving a little more free. Let's see, have this here to get out and this here. So we'll see, is this a plug? That's a round plug there. This indicator light comes out. I've already replaced these with LEDs, so those can come out. That can come out. I disconnected the radio previously, so the radio bracket's not being held in. So let's see if we can find out what other connectors I have to remove. Removing this nut from the control valve for the heat and cool. Pop that out. And this ground screw here. Take that off. Yeah, after those two, got everything out. And like I said, the radio bracket I had removed previously, and I can't remember exactly where it connects, but there's a little hanger that connects up in here somewhere that you have to take off. So we got this exposed, so now we can look at getting the heater box out. That's going to be fun. Okay, starting remover of the heater box. Let's see, I'm going to take out 1, 2, disconnect vacuum line, before, I've already pushed this aside. So I'm going to try to get this off here. See what that exposes. Disconnected the vacuum line for the valve on top of this here, and disconnected this vacuum line in the passenger footwell that went up to this right here to open up this panel, which is pretty rusty. So looks like I gotta clean those up when I can get those out. All right, now I gotta figure out what the next piece to remove is. Looks like I got this piece of pipe up here. Take that out. And I got a bracket here holding this on. Got more vacuum lines back in here. So let's see, let's take one of these off. That vacuum line off. And this vacuum line comes off easily. Okay. All right, so we'll see what I got to remove next. So I got some screws here. These screws, maybe the motor connections. We'll see. Underneath the passenger footwell, there's some electrical connections back here. So I've got the fan, which I already worked on that previously. Fan motor, the ground connections here. 1, 2, 3. This plug here. Got those plugs disconnected. Now I'm going to take the blower motor out. This is a 7mm. Looks like there's 3 little bolts up in there. Let's get that out. Okay, we are looking behind the fresh air vent. There's 3 nuts up here holding the top of the heater box. So I've got the fan motor out, so now I've got to get these 3. There's 2 on the right side and 1 kind of on the left. Once I get these 3 nuts off, the heater box should be disconnected from the inside, then I kind of move to the underneath the bonnet. Okay, I got as far as I could inside the car with the heater box, so I'm going to the bonnet and remove the cover, and went ahead and disconnected the 2 hoses going to the heater core, and soldered up a couple of 1/2-inch copper pipes to be the bypass, just in case I want to run the car. I can bypass the heater. So now I'm going to try to cap those off. Looks like they've been seriously crushed in the past. I'm going to cap those off so that way when I take them out of the car, they don't drip antifreeze in the car. So probably going to get some short hose and a piece of copper 1/2-inch cap and put that on there. I'm about to take the passenger wheel off to be able to get to the air conditioning connections. I've already reclaimed the Freon, so the system is empty, and I've loosened the pipes on the back at the compressor. So the pipes are off the compressor, or the Freon lines. So now we can take them loose from the coil. Okay, I've got the passenger wheel off, so now I've loosened this nut here, this line. That should come off. And then I'll have to loosen this up after I take this out. So we'll just have to see. I've got the upper hose loose and disconnected these 2 plugs. The top plug has 3 wires on it. The bottom plug has 2 wires on it. So it looks like to get the rest of them loose, it may be from up in the bonnet. So we'll move up there and take a look. I was able to use a 32 and a 27mm wrench to take the other hose off of the accumulator dryer. So that's out. One step closer.
I had to take the caps off of my line so I could get the rubber boot over the 2 heater lines and 2 air conditioner lines. And once I got that removed and kind of straightened the pipes up a little bit so they would come out, I was finally able to get the heater box out. But I had a problem to where these 2 studs came out of the plastic instead of the nuts coming off, which made this hard to get out, or the other side here, which made this hard to get out because they go right here. So I've got to see if I can get those loose from in there and get those back in here. But that was pretty much it. Once you got the fittings off and I got those capped, I was able to get the whole box out. So now I can look at taking it apart, cleaning it up, putting the new coils in, and reassembling at some point.